And welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with the Fall of the Dragon Empire mod. Last time around we managed to make landfall on the enemy, and our first battle in Siege worked out perfectly, so we now hold. We've got a foothold here with our Kirkman's Marines and Ferrand's army. We're hoping to continue this. We have also been able to land Percival down here with... I can't remember who's the Guard Grenadiers, sorry. We've got the main faction leader on his way here with the Guard Engineers. We got an additional army with the Chasseur going here up to Buzen. And we also have then the Guard Zouaves, which is Majovsky. So I remember some of you, not all of you. It's like so silly. I can't name them, and I forget. Even though there's not that many, I forget all of you. We're gonna go ahead and land them over here in Satsuma, and that should be just fine, hopefully. Meanwhile, also we do have... I had some problems that... You know what? Guangdong is not... We're actually making quite a bit of money from Guangdong now. 5,000. We also have the potential going against the Chinese. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. I moved this army up so that he will be... They will be able... Now they'll reinforce each other, which is good. But I don't know, the Chinese keep building here, and there is one thing. This guy, the Shimtsugune, which I thought about now, or the police officer, he can... we can actually buy one of their armies. And since I've got... At this point, I've got 1 million. I've got 1 million... 11,000... I've got 10 million... 10... God damn it. I've got 1,011,936 gold. So 18,000 is not that much, and there's a 90% chance I could just outright buy this entire army rather than fighting them. What do you say about that? Should we employ Chinese troops? Just for the funsies, I'm gonna buy these. Here you go, here's 18,000. Yes. I'll take that money and join your force. Okay, so not everyone. These two loyalists of the yellow banner. But the rest of them joined us. Would you look at that? Now I've got a melee force, so if I can send these guys in first to charge in, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with these guys actually. But I have so much money, so it's just funny buying them. I should buy... Why don't I just buy the entire Chinese army and turn it against the... whoever is in charge. Who is in charge of the Chinese right now? Who is in charge? This guy.
You are here like an
Guangdao. Guangdao is the current leader. He holds 42 provinces. It's soon enough if I keep stealing his provinces. I'm gonna be just up there with him. Right, we're gonna continue here, and since there's no moves, we should end turn and see what the enemy comes up with. I am most concerned about the enemy agents. But other than that, I think it will be fine. So let's go ahead and end turn and see if we can't capture this entire island before winter. And we're back after the end turn, and it looks like this castle, which I thought was the easiest one to get because there's no one defending it, has actually received a reinforcement force that's moved in. The important thing here, though, is to get rid of all these agents, because they can cause a lot of damage by killing my generals before there's even a fight. It's gonna go ahead and... Oh yeah. I was intending to land the army though. There we go. And then we're gonna go all the way up here. We're gonna land our army right there. Oh, this one was... This one has nothing, and it's almost at revolt just from this. It could actually be, what it could be is actually that this force was pulled down from there, and that's why this is almost rebelling. Trained gain pleasure in death. Was this weird dude? He's really good at killing stuff. Right. We've got this attack then. Is that's an enemy fleet? We've got 2 ships ready to bombard it. Does no damage, but now that we've landed our forces here, we can bring in all these ships. I'm not interested in the port. I'm interested in bombarding that castle. There we go. Here we did a lot of damage. We almost killed half the unit. We burnt down 3 buildings, damaged the castle quite a bit. I actually don't like damaging the castle, because the good thing about a castle that isn't destroyed is that you can destroy it while in battle. And if you do what I usually do, which is fire the shrapnel shot with my guns, you can then quite easily set the wall, pieces of wall on fire within, you know, 5 cannon shots or so, and you'll kill everyone that stands on the wall, which makes it a hell of a lot easier to claim the area. Right. What I might do is, can we sabotage the castle gates? Castle gates are already destroyed, I guess. I can sabotage the army. No real interest in that. I can murder this geisha here though. Boom, she's dead. My police officer can then move through, start turning the province, and then the army marches up and lays the force under siege. Thing is, I don't need to attack right away. The thing is, unlike last time when I attacked, where I in a very stupid way attacked and had my army stuck in snow, I don't actually need to push this attack, especially since there's no other forces really pushing against me. And now all my forces have been landing. The only thing that remains to be landed is this military advisor, but otherwise we're fine. Why don't we head over to China then and take a look at the army that I bought. Right here, what I want to do is I want to take my archer here, the archer cavalry, and just go around finding out what's going on, what's good down here, bros. This is behind lines, and it's without cover. Should I go ahead and do this? No. You know what? That is an idea though. That's an idea. Oh, here's another place. Oh, I can't go around there. Right. Maybe these die, maybe they don't. I don't care. I can buy a new army. I can actually buy this one. 90% chance. Maybe if the Chinese put a few generals here, maybe I wouldn't be able to buy all the stupid armies. And these two could easily kill the rest. Wonderful. It's going wonderful here. But I want to be focusing on... I can't remember what the province was called, so... There we go. I want to focus on this now, rather than being stuck doing sieges in China. Right. I don't want to push this. I'm just going to lay this under siege. So let's go ahead and once more end turn, and then see if we can lay the other castles under siege as well, and possibly actually fight a land battle over here. Looks like the traitors army has been found out, and is about. Look at that. I think we can see what's going on here. The yellow banners seem to be the loyal ones, keeping the army together, while the red and the blue and the white and red, white and the this guy and the one there with a hat, not very loyal. Well, now it's not like normal Shogun. We've got our swordmen charging in, charging downhill against the oncoming enemies. I've got my bowmen in the back shooting at the enemy's modern troops. I ordered my spearmen to form these spear walls in the center, and then I'm gonna bring my swordmen from either side onto the enemy's flanks. Doesn't look like my swordmen on the flank here have faltered and died, and my pike lines get constantly end up broken down by the enemy modern troops and the fire from those troops. Also, the enemy managed to get bloody fire arrows. I guess I haven't been able to properly work that. They've surrounded my hill, and now my arquebusiers are getting attacked. I'm gonna withdraw the one that still remains somewhat intact. I think we might be able to do something on the other flank, though. Oh my, what? They're hitting my general? He needs to get closer to the pike lines. Let's set the arquebusiers here. Try and cover for the hill. And then I want the pike line kind of to fall back here, because otherwise it's gonna get swarmed. I'm hoping, though, it looks like it's going pretty well on my left flank. Not so good on the right flank. Not entirely sure if the bow soldiers are firing that well into this side, so I'm gonna remove them and move them to this side. See if that helps. The arquebusiers probably should move even further back, and the general needs to come closer here to support that unit. And with the center no longer really needing those pike lines, I'm gonna move them over there. Alright, the Chinese on this side is breaking down, and the traitorous Chinese are winning there. Am I gonna win this battle? Is the treacherous traitor army gonna win? I need to bring up the 2 pike units, though, really quick here, because it's broken. Right. Into pike line. Into pike line, and start marching this way. And you guys try to work your way through there. You guys killing that. Alright, can I actually get something of a rolling? Oh, it's our own troops that are in the way and covering for us, not being able to fire. They are going for the archers, though. I'm gonna move them back and hope to be able to fire better. Get a better angle on that. I'm gonna move the general slightly back. And I need to get all these swordmen. Need to get them in here or flank this force. Without generals, the armies falter really quickly. But it looks like I could see this in a roleplay kind of way. It's not, I mean, we've sort of purchased them, but it could be that we are funding a force that basically we're another faction that's vying for the throne. And so we've got a rebellion basically brewing within the Chinese, given so many battles that they've lost, as we've seen. They've lost quite a lot of battles up until this point, right? And with a victory here for the rebellious Chinese army, backed up by French money, this could foment dissent throughout China. Although it's going to be a pretty costly victory.
Your victory is close, sir.
But a victory nonetheless. I beat the Chinese with their own army. I think we're too tired though to like properly go after all of these. We will be able to fire a few arrows and keep firing the muskets into them. These they still carry the Chinese flags. Here's the result of that battle. The enemy deployed 7,800 against our 6,700. They lost 5,000, I lost close to 4,000. 3,800 to be precise. Remaining is 2,600 on the enemy side, 2,900 on my side. So not that big difference. The good thing though is that I won. We can see that the bordered blue banner, these are sword infantry that managed to get the most kills actually. It was that must have been those left flank troops. So the left flank troops plus the bowmen were the ones that killed the most in this battle, and some of them even gaining chevrons. Interesting. Another bloody naval battle. Another one of these night fights. The enemy tried to sneak up on us, but it'd probably be easier to sneak up on us if they turned out their lights. Instead they make easy targets to aim for. I completely forgot about the one force that was lagging behind. I did notice something else though. I tried my best to avoid having this general assassinated by this foreign agent, but it looks as though he's been assassinated. If we're lucky, he's just wounded. The enemy is trying a new bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off. They're advancing in a single column instead of a wide line. Even from here I can see the mast falling off that first ship. Yeah, it does not look as though this new battle tactic fared any better than any of the previous ones. Lucky for me, he was only wounded in single combat. No! No! Wait. Oh, it's a different person that was assassinated. Thank God. Wait, was that general? Was that one of the generals down here that was assassinated instead? Our assassins are detected. Someone got... Oh, so one of my new generals down here was killed by this bastard while the other one survived. Well, first off, we need to take care of this guy. He's not as drippy as my police officer, so he dies immediately. God damn it. I wasn't as attached to these guys. Oh, the new ironclads. Nice. The new ironclads. I'll put them to work against the Chinese ships. Look at that. That looks rather fancy. Path blocked. Discovered. Did I build anything? Oh, crap. I've built towns all over the place. Right, I'll have to deal with that later on. Unfortunately now it's winter, which is not great. Can I sabotage the castle gate? 38%, that's not a lot. I can though try and assassinate the geisha, which is inside. No, my agent got killed in the process. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people dying right now. I think what I'll do is this one, I'll attack this, bringing out the force inside, and that will help me deal with them. Since there's now winter, we need to try and conduct as many of these sieges as possible. Why don't I buy this one as well? Are you? Ah! Would you look at that? What did I gain? Armstrong guns and a bunch of other troops. So this guy got wounded, and I noticed bloody assassins turned up. 56% chance. 51. Let's go with the assassin then. Let's see. It's a war of the agents now. Assassination failed. Right, single combat, 59% chance. Defeated in single combat, unfortunately. This guy looks like a French guy, actually. While mine, I think, is the British one. Which is kind of odd. We've got this army right here. I could try and land this at Nagasaki. Alright, we're gonna go around. The siege is laid here. Cavalry has rejoined here. I wonder... No, it's I can't move them out just yet. We have built the cadet school though, so we are building on that. Here, it seems that the enemy army has moved away. I'm not entirely sure. Here's another geisha that we need to kill. My agent's gonna join with the main general. We're gonna drop off this guy. We're gonna lay this siege. I was gonna say this is probably the easiest one, but probably not actually, because they get pretty big garrisons, don't they? This one I'm a little bit worried because I've seen other armies around here. So I wonder if we could be a risk of getting ambushed. Nope, it worked out just fine. So now laying siege there. This force could actually kind of make it all the way over there. Right, this one has a large fleet to bombard at. And I've already bombarded there. Right, so out of, we've got 1, 2, 3 sieges for now. But we'll start with the one that's gonna lead to a infantry battle. No, it's not. It's gonna be another siege because he withdraws. Right, so we have 4 sieges that I need to work my way through. Which is a pain in my ass. Before we go ahead and do that, I want to go back to China. Because I bought off another army. Which is over here. Which can actually join with this one. What I can do is, I notice we have another one of these cavalry dudes. And let's just send these 2 guys out to discover China. Go ahead and discover China for me. Oh, that's T. And then let's see, this one was the one that didn't have... Yeah, this one doesn't really have much of a garrison. So we end up bringing tons of Chinese troops to that one. It's probably a pretty small castle as well. Could be easily overrun. Potentially then, I could gain another 5 provinces in this quick swoop. I did not like, though, that I lost, that we had 1 general wounded, 1 general killed, and we had 1 assassin that was killed over here. Which means that I've only got 2 assassins on the islands. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Or no, 3 of the military advisors. We've got 1 on board there, so that's 4. And then 1 police officer, which has joined us. Right, I'm kinda, what's it called? I'm delaying because I know it's gonna be. I'm guessing every single castle is kinda the same, so I'm gonna have to do the same battle like 4, 5 times possibly. Right, I know how to do these battles though, and let's hope that I'm able to do them fairly quickly. Well, this is in fact a completely different castle. And they've stationed most of their men in the center courtyard. It's gonna take a while to get through this. My swabs are slowly making progress against the enemy's castle. And we are now storming the inner courtyard. So far I've only been able to get 4 of my Zouaves in here. And we'll see if that is enough. They don't actually have that many troops inside the castle. Here comes the naval bombardment. I dropped it in between the troops that are storming the castle and the enemy force that is setting up over there. And it seemed to have hit at least some of them, and hopefully here we will be able to set up and lay down some devastating fire on the enemy. It's a tough fight, but I trust my Algerians to get the job done. And now finally the regular troops have arrived. You can see them start pouring in to the center courtyard. But at this point the Algerians have more or less done the job for them. A decisive victory. We deployed 800 men, then the enemy 4,800. We lost 730 and we killed all of the enemy troops. The Guard Zouaves did most of the work and they also got most of the kills. I did notice there that this army is actually lacks one regular infantry unit that is sort of missing from that. Legendary dojo, that could actually be useful. I need to recruit ninjas. This spread imperial faction sentiment. We're gonna burn down this newspaper. There's no free press in Japan. So that was the first siege. Now we'll go on to the second siege. Well, here's a castle that we're very familiar with. We've fought over it so many times. But what is conquering this once more? And making it inside is as easy as usual. And soon enough, this castle falls as well. And with that, the second siege is done. This time around, it's some other units that we don't know. Grenadiers. I sent in the Grenadiers last, so it's not that... or I didn't actually send them in at all, now when I think about it. It's mostly just the guns, the naval bombardment, and the infantry who did the most. There was one unit that fought very hard in hand-to-hand combat. Lost almost half the unit, but also killed twice, at least twice the numbers they lost. Right. Wonderful. I can raise the Sacho Alliance, but the Sacho Alliance is like, what's it called? Literally the enemy of us. They're the ones who rallied to the Emperor. Right, so we have now claimed 2 provinces here. I don't know why it still shows like a red thing here, because now I control it. Now we have 2 more sieges to go. We have the faction leader up here, where he's gonna take this area. And then we have another general over here. This one is actually easier. Let's do the faction leader last then. So who is this? Hercule? Yes, LeBlanc Hercule. And he's gonna go in against, so far I'd say, the weakest fortress. With the aid of the naval bombardment, we make short work of this castle as well. And here comes the second bombardment. And there we have it. Yet another castle falls to us. Yet another victory, decisive victory. We deployed 4,000 men against their close to actually 6,000. Only lost about 500 or 460 to be precise. Most of the heavy lifting was actually done by the chasseurs, which is not true at all. These kills were awarded after victory, I notice, because they did not fire this much. It's actually the ones that lost the most that did the most. So these 4 units that broke into the castle, they did the most. I'm also noticing here, I don't know if the armies got compacted going through, or every army here seems to be having missing 1 infantry unit for some reason. And I don't know where all these infantry units went. But the good thing here is we have captured yet another territory. This island falls to us quite fast. So now we hold the choke point, so they won't be able to cross over to reinforce this area. And now for, well, potentially the last one, if I maybe also want to do the one siege battle in China as well. Right, let's go ahead and capture ourselves a bungo. There was even more troops defending this castle, so you can see the firing lines all the way out there. Of course, the naval bombardment's going in here. My artillery is firing at troops. We got tons of walls burning. Right now, I'm actually happy to see that a lot of the frontline troops, or the lines there, are not firing, which hopefully means that a lot of the walls have been cleared out and should make it easier for us to actually start the assault pretty soon. And eventually, even this army makes it inside the castle. And with that, this castle falls as well. Let's see, the last poor defender. And there we have it. All our sieges were successful. And here's the result of yet another siege. Similar result, we managed to kill the entire garrison by losing around 500 men. Once again, I mean, the engineers were actually sent in this time around, but I sort of doubt the numbers. Not really. You know, I've done so many sieges now, I'm a little bit tired actually from doing all these bloody sieges. But yeah, hard to tell what is what. They still have 4 territories here, which kind of bogs down into a pass going through here, or you know, narrows in around here. However, of course, since it's an island, I can bring my I will be able to consolidate the rest of the navy into 2 forces, I think, and so one will go this way and be able to bombard from in here, and then the other one will go through here and bombard, be able to like bombard this area and this area as we go through. But let's end it here with the last and final siege then. The 5th. I'm doing 5 sieges in one episode. I clicked too far and I got stuck on the end. Right, let's see here. If it's interesting how when he lays siege he becomes a French unit, or a French soldier. Right, let's see if my medieval or my purchased army of traitors is able to capture this castle. And so it begins. My army storms forward. I'm sending in the swordmen first, followed by the arquebusiers, followed by the bowmen. Right. We're already starting to lose quite a lot of men. But the thing is, the sword infantry is really only there to block the fire from hitting my bowmen. I think what's going to do the most damage on the enemy, it's gonna be my bowmen. One miss I did though is my general unit. I decided to not move him in with the rest, but I forgot to move him in to start with the rest of the units, which was not that great, as you can see. This unit's gonna move over there, see if we can burn part of that gate. I'm doing the same tactic as the AI and just trying to overwhelm the walls. It's probably not that great of an idea, but it looks like the militia now, on the first wall at least, have broken. Let's take a look at the bowmen. I want the bowmen actually to be able to reach all the way into the most inner part of the castle. This wall is completely clear, so I'll have the arquebusiers move to this side and climb that part. And these 3 spearmen will burn that gate and go in through there. And this spearman will go ahead and burn this gate. And we're already climbing up, and we've claimed this tower. Everyone who is in will go for the unit we're currently fighting over here. Oh, well, I accidentally set fire to the tower that I captured. I kinda want that tower to stay operational, because it can fire in over the wall there. Right, that one's destroyed as well. And I have plenty of units left. Right. Bowman. See if you can get even closer here. And maybe you can be able to fire. Ah, now I set fire to my own tower. Yeah, great. There's no point in you standing there getting shot. Hide behind it here. For now, anyways. Right, they're sending in more units here. But the blue banner plus arrows is dealing with that. And they're bringing in more units here. My general has arrived. Let's set him up right here.
Your tower's gone, sir.
I had it. Oh, I had the tower. Let's go ahead and climb. Climb, climb, climb. And you will burn that gate. Interesting how the enemy decides not to hold the center. Is this burned? I think so. Then the what's it called? The spearman can come in through there. We are able to fire inside. And now the arquebusiers are starting to come in. These guys are having a little bit of trouble. I want to climb on either side of this tower and try and see if I can capture it. And with the spearmen coming in here, I want to see if I can draw these back and then have the spearmen kind of appearing through the back here. And as they move away, could enable my bowmen to actually fire at them. Also, these troops are really tired at this point. Okay, restart the fight and get the bowmen, or get the what's it called, spearmen in there. Capture that. All the arquebusiers have climbed up, or a lot of them, or at least every unit is climbing up. And is doing damage to the enemy. The gate is now burned. And the 3 units of spearmen will come in through there. Alright, we're being blocked here. We're attacking here, but then also the guys that are standing here constantly get hit by barrage of arrows. And these 2 units have made it in, and they're slowly actually capturing this tower. So, as much as it's quite hard to scale the walls and capture a castle like this when you're basically a medieval force, it's not entirely impossible. What I'm going to do here is a cheeky little move where I'm thinking I'm gonna set fire to the gate with these men, and then we're gonna move on to the flag. The reason why I want to burn it, because as these guys start to retreat, they're gonna try and get in, and then hopefully what we'll see is that the gate huts explodes on them. Okay, they are deciding to leave even before that. These spearmen should actually move, try and move all the way around here and hit them here. Oh, they're trying to get in through here. God damn it. Burn that. I've got a small unit. If the big one doesn't manage to burn this gate, I've got the small one coming up that can possibly do it. Right, they're trying to gain access again. I want to see if I can burn it. The spearmen coming in, they're going to hit these guys in the back. Right, we threw the first volley of torches. Throw a second one. As the gate is now open, I will order, or at least the ones that have made it in, which is only one unit at this point. Come on. There we go.
The men are exhausted.
They might be exhausted, but we are winning. Well, we're out of arrows. Right, look at that. We're burning the gate with a lot of their units now stuck fighting in that gate. And now the arquebusiers are charging in. All my men coming in from all different sides. Oh, and here comes a barrage of arrows as the gate gets destroyed. And that unit is reduced to about 50 men. And we're pushing through on all flanks. They've decided to completely leave over here. Let's put the spears in the way there. Actually, what we can do is, if you can organize it. They're too tired, and it's too late anyways to organize the spear wall. But look at that. Heavy casualties, I'm sure. But we're now making it into the inner sanctuary of the castle. And I am, in fact, victorious. And even before the timer has run out, all enemy forces are destroyed, and I am, in fact, victorious. Here's the result. It stands as a decisive victory, and I'm quite surprised that we didn't take more casualties. We lost 1,200 men capturing the castle, while the enemy lost 4,480 men. where in which 4,100 enemies were killed. So we actually really, you know, cut down and slaughtered everyone rather than breaking and fleeing, which is normal for my modern army. Anyways, we deployed 7,600 men against 4,400 defenders. Lost 1,200. They lost their entire force. Who did what? Dao infantry. So that's sword infantry. Yellow banner. Not entirely sure. That's a bow. I thought the bows were gonna do more. But I don't think they had the great angle. And they do not have that great range, do they? But my Chinese Civil War army is making progress by capturing this area. I could loot it, potentially. I can recruit assassin, but I need assassins over in Japan. I mean, we did in fact have one of our generals wounded there from an attack. Maybe I should just burn them down and loot these areas and leave them for revolts, just so the Chinese are not able to take them. Because I'm not really interested in most of this ground, because it's useless. You don't make any money from it, really. What I would really like is, after we've done with this here, to finalize the dealing with the Japanese, the armies would be launched against the port areas. So here and here, where obviously I think most would be sent here, because I'm guessing this would be like their capital region, given just how much money they're making from that province. And then obviously tea plantation is something we would want to capture. But overall, I mean, if there was an option where you could force an enemy faction that you were fighting with to change allegiance, that would have been great. I imagine that the Nobioka clan is probably pissing themselves, because they have lost 5 provinces within a very short period. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 remaining on the island, and then of course they have the conquered territory here. Their army is recuperating here. I wonder if we're gonna see a push for them to try and come across here, or if the AI is not gonna be able to handle it and is still gonna continue the push. I think we will continue to see a push, and they will probably be able to push further in, but eventually the steam will run out, and hopefully my ally will then be able to counterattack, and I won't have to fight a lot of this. I would like to take the bricks, because ultimately I think the bricks does a nation-wide bonus, which would be nice to capture. And also I captured another coal area. Before I had 1, 2 coal areas out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 2 before out of 7, now 3 out of 7. It's almost half of all the coal on the map is controlled by me. Wonderful. In between episode here, I think I will go ahead and consolidate a little bit, fight agents, and then prepare for the push against the final 4 here. Since it's winter also, it is not really advisable to make large maneuvers. Especially also now that we've taken so much in such a short time. We need to reorganize before we continue the attack. And it would be advisable then to wait until spring to fire off the next stage of the invasion. Obviously, leaving time to wait like this could potentially allow the enemy to regroup and push for a counterattack. But hopefully, they've been so stunned by our success on this invasion that we won't see anything like that. And with that said, it's high time to end this episode, so I will be saying, as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.